Everything we know about the objective world relies on a system that is surprisingly easy to disrupt: our physical senses. Our eyes, ears, and memories form our only link to what is real, which makes human perception a prime target for manipulation. Gaslighting is a psychological tool designed specifically to exploit this sensory vulnerability. By attacking the victim's confidence in what they perceive, a manipulator can slowly begin to direct their behavior. To see this mechanism in action, look at the historical case that gave the tactic its name. It involves a man named Gregory and his wife, Paula, living in 19th century London. Gregory wanted to seize Paula's inheritance without resistance. Every evening, he would secretly dim the gas-powered lights in their home, just enough to be noticeable. Most psychological attacks don't begin with a visible confrontation. They start with small, physical changes to the victim's environment that are difficult to prove. Paula noticed the rooms were getting darker. She reacted as any sane person would, by telling Gregory she was unsettled by the dimming lights. Gregory met her concerns with a flat denial of the facts. He looked her in the eye and insisted the lights hadn't changed at all, telling her the dimming was only happening in her mind. When a person is told that their direct observations are delusions, they eventually stop trusting their own brain. Paula began to doubt her own cognitive faculties because the person she trusted most was rewriting her reality. Once Paula was convinced she was losing her mind, she stopped questioning Gregory's actions. This allowed him to take her money and isolate her from the world. This is the core of gaslighting, a psychological tactic that overwrites objective truth with the predator's version of events. This three-stage blueprint for breaking down a person's mental independence. We can view the target's mind as a central node protected by a perimeter of self-trust. Phase 1 is the seed of doubt. The manipulator sends out small lies to rewrite recent history, claiming they never said a specific word or that you are simply remembering the day incorrectly. Constant repetition causes the defensive perimeter to fracture. By hearing these small lies over and over, the victim starts to second-guess their own memory. In Phase 2, the manipulator creates a state of isolation. They emotionally wear the target down by branding them as too sensitive or unstable whenever they raise a concern. The manipulator then convinces the victim that friends and family no longer trust their judgment. This leaves the victim with only one person to rely on for the truth: the manipulator themselves. At this stage, independent decision-making disappears. The victim enters a state where every thought and choice is vetted by the predator. This leads to Phase 3, the final collapse. This is the moment the mind stops resisting the manipulator's influence entirely. The victim has been told they are incompetent for so long that they genuinely believe they are suffering from a mental illness. Just as Gregory did with Paula, the manipulator now manages the victim's life and resources without any pushback. The victim has become a passenger in their own existence. The blueprint is now complete. The victim lives in a reality where the truth is whatever the manipulator says it is. Even after the relationship ends, the damage remains. Victims often struggle with long-term anxiety and a loss of confidence in their own judgment. To prevent this, you must prioritize the integrity of your own observations. Your memory and your senses are the primary defenses you have against this type of influence. If you notice someone consistently twisting the objective truth of what you saw or heard, take it as a sign to distance yourself immediately. Once you hand over the right to define what is real to someone else, it becomes very difficult to find your way back.